This parcel of land was completely felled in just a few hours.
Ils en ont coupé, hein? Wow, c'est impressionnant, hein?
Private forests have become a target for large-scale timber theft.
This is the work of someone who doesn't want to be seen, who moves fast to avoid being caught.
The crimes can amount to a colossal financial loss for property owners.
At first it was just one forest, and now we're looking at a loss of several hundreds of thousands of euros.
And an enormous environmental mess. This forest in the northeast of France has been the scene of a series of thefts. These tire tracks are what alerted these two foresters. On this private land, beautiful oak trees were cut down in the span of a few hours.
We're talking about the deliberate criminal act of selecting trees by diameter, quality, and species because just the oak trees have been removed.
There's a lot of wood here that's used for industrial purposes or heating, which was left by the crooks. This is poaching and a massacre. Both.
And the owner of this property is not the only victim. In the Meuse forest, 15 people have lodged complaints claiming 40,000 euros worth of damages.
In this department, we've never seen the theft of standing timber under these conditions. 6 thefts in the same year. Well, in 6, maybe 8 months.
The sound of a chainsaw in the distance is cause for alarm for this mayor. He goes to see where the noise is coming from. This time it's just a property owner cutting his own wood.
Hello. Was it you making all this noise? I'm just keeping an eye on the area. There have been a few thefts around here lately.
Yes, I keep an eye on things while we're working. We keep an eye on things, and I come every day.
It's the same thing every time. Timber thieves target small plots of land out of sight. Here in Yvelines, nearly 300 beautiful oak trees were illegally cut in 2022. All that remains are the stumps. But this time, the robbers have been identified thanks to these citizens. They carried out an investigation themselves.
We realized right away that there was a problem. It didn't make sense to make such a drastic cut, and it was mainly in the way the trees were felled. In other words, the trees were falling one on top of another. It wasn't pretty.
They took photos of shipping containers they saw in the area and tracked them down using the internet. They discovered that they traveled all the way to the port of Antwerp, then boarded a cargo ship that crossed the Atlantic, Persian Gulf, and then arrived in China, a country that protects its own trees but imports French. Over there, French oaks are sold for an average of 2,000 euros each, 2 to 3 times more than in France.
China is currently in the process of buying the oak at a very high price, resulting in our oaks going over there, then being transformed and returned back to us in the form of furniture or parquet.
As a result of their investigation, the police were able to arrest their main suspect. A forester was convicted and fined 1,000 euros and banned from practicing forestry for 3 years. In Moselle, Didier Daclan has followed several cases. According to him, most of the thefts fly under the radar.
If the owner lives far away or is very old, by the time he reacts and realizes it's been a theft, the wood's gone. And then there's no possibility of compensation of any kind, be it economic or moral.
Cutting down a tree over 20 centimeters in diameter without permission can be punished with a 45,000 euro fine and a 3-year prison sentence.